The NHL season has finally arrived. The Bolts set to open Thursday against the Philadelphia Flyers, looking to defend their Eastern Conference crown, perhaps win it all. I'm Paul Kennedy, joined, of course, by the one and only Chief Bobby Taylor, and new to our crew, Brian Engblom, most recently of NBC Sports. You thrilled to be here, guys? Ready to go?
Absolutely. It's going to be a terrific year.
I agree. It's going to be exciting. I think you'll just see a continuation of all the excitement we had last year.
Record-smashing season for Tampa Bay of 50 wins, 108 points. They win 3 rounds, and the lineup returns intact. Let's look up front at the highest-scoring team in the National Hockey League, and that #1 line, of course, centered by the captain in Steven Stamkos.
Well, I think it's really going to be an important year, especially for Jonathan Drouin. I think he's going to come out of his shell. He's going to have a year somewhat similar to what Nikita Kucherov had last year when he came out of his shell and forming that triplet line. And you got Killorn, Filppula, and Condra kind of on paper right now. So you've got Killorn and Filppula proven top 6 quality players on the bottom 4 or 6, excuse me. So I think that's really going to add for the competition amongst the team, and also gives them more offense throughout the whole lineup as well.
There's so many multi-purpose players there, Paul. Filppula, Swiss Army knife. He can play in the wing. He can play center. He can kill penalties. He can put them on the power play. Brian Boyle can play defense. Yeah. He can play wing. He can play whatever you want him to play. Alex Killorn, same thing. Big, strong guy. You can play him at center if you want. Play him on the wing. You can put him on the first line. You can drop him down to the 4th line. He doesn't care. When you have that kind of versatility, there's a lot of options there for Cooper.
Yeah, Eric Condra, the only addition up front. You know how young this team is? Only 2 players are above the age of 30. That is Val Filppula. And on the back end, Matt Carle. What about the blue liners, the way they're coming at it? The Norris Trophy apparently has already been awarded this year. Just a formality to play out the season. We're going to Victor Hedman.
Well, you know, he's been a secret to the NHL for a while now, not to us. We've seen the growth of this young man, and he's really gotten to the heights with the help of Anton Strawman. I thought that, you know, he's really has been a very big part of Victor's maturation. And when you take a look at Jason Garrison, Braden Coburn, Coburn now will have a full year with us here, so that's better.
And that'll make a big difference for him. He's got a lot of experience. He's got that size. This is a giant defense. My goodness, they got 3 guys at least that are over 6'5". Hedman is right up there with Carlson in Ottawa. P.K. Subban in Montreal, guys like that, Oliver Ekman-Larsson in Arizona. It's sort of the modern-day defenseman. I mean, they're up on the rush all the time. They do fantastic things offensively, but they can also defend really well. He and Strawman certainly are the cornerstones there. I think how they play the 5th and 6th defenseman, how effective they are, how often they play, that's always the difference on big-time teams, whether you win or lose, is that last group, that last pair rather, they have to be able to play well at a high level on a regular basis.
Erik Karlsson, let the record show, did win the Norris last year for the Ottawa Senators. Ben Bishop did not win the Vezina, but he did capture a league-leading 53 wins when you add up his regular season total, along with the postseason success of 13 wins. And Andrei Vasilevsky, injured early right now, perhaps the backup when the season begins.
Yeah, you know what? I think when you take a look at Big Ben, he wants to win 40 games a year. That's his big goal, because he wants to be like Henrik Lundqvist, who plays a lot of games, and he wins a lot of games. He has over a 220 save percentage, or excuse me, a 920 save percentage. So I think Ben's just getting there now. He actually just finished his 2nd complete year with the Lightning. Bigger things are for him ahead.
And Kevin Poulin may be the backup. You have Christian Zgulewski as well. What do you see in the netmining?
Shutouts in Game 7s. That is outstanding. I mean, that speaks for itself. When you can come up with performances like Ben Bishop did in the playoffs, that is simply outstanding. Who the backup is going to be, we assume it's Vasilevsky. We'll see. It's a tough start for him because he's missed training camp and he's hurt right now. How much is he going to play? Chief, you just talked about it. You know, Ben Bishop wants to carry the ball and be in the net all the time. He is such an imposing guy. He has created more goaltender interference penalties than anybody else in the National Hockey League. That tells you that other teams are worried about it. They always say, get in his face, right, screen him so he can't see. They're trying to run him right over.
We have to get an apple box to get up in his face, so he's so tall.
At 6'7", amazing season last year, and now the quest begins, the gauntlet of 82 games. We will be there 74 games on Fox Sports Sun. Brian, joined by Rick Peckin, the voice of the Bolts in the booth. Chief and I'll be here along with Dave Anderchuk in our Fox Sports Sun studios, and we look forward to the pleasure of your company. We will see you Thursday night for the Bolts and the Philadelphia Flyers. You're familiar with Philadelphia Flyers?
Just a little bit.
Won a couple of cups there. He got 3 in Montreal, 5 between the two of them. Enjoy the season. Here it comes, right here on Fox Sports Sun.